Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by Mr. Younis. You're fighting Thomas Robertsen, who's just had a shot at the title. He came up short. Man, you are flying up the ranks here. That's a big step, man. You must be pumped to get that fight.
With some pullouts, injuries. But the universe is shining on me, man. It's giving me some fortune. Robertsen has stepped up. He's a big step up in competition for me, a highly ranked opponent. But I know he's going to turn up. I know he's going to pass his medical. I know he's going to give me a good scrap. And this is what I want, man. That's why I'm in the game. That's why I've signed to Cage Warriors. And if you want to become a champion, these are the kind of fights I've got to take. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. So the last fight, like I said before, it fell short, which obviously must have been a bit frustrating. Was it the day of the fight, or was it the night before you found out?
So the last one. So just for clarification, this happened to me for my last two fights. It's very same thing, pretty much, but different medical reasons. So I mean, first of all, I want to give credit where credit's due to I've forgotten the bloody kid's name now. He's come from Poland. He took the fight on about 5-6 days' notice. And what people don't realise is in that last, say, 10 days, I had 4 changes of opponents.
Woo!
It's taken it on, exactly. You can imagine the kind of head fuck that is. It can really sway you from your mental game. Luckily, I'm a mentally tough guy. So whoever we're going to put in front of me, I was going to fight anyway. But he took the fight on about 5 days' notice. He's coming. He's done everything he could do. He's done the medical. He's weighed in. He took the fight. He's there. And it was just out of his hands, it was out of my hands. The doctor didn't like something that they saw on the medical. I don't want to go into it because of whatever private reasons he may have. He doesn't want to disclose it. But for whatever reason, they pulled the fight. And in hindsight, I'm glad they pulled the fight. But they pulled the fight at probably about 9 or 10 p.m. the night before of the fight. That's when I got a call from my manager saying that there's no fight. So you can imagine my frustration because I hadn't fought since October of last year, and I can't become a world champion if I'm not fighting. As simple as that.
Yeah, you can't. Indeed, you can't get anywhere, man. And obviously, you had an impressive performance last time out. Physically, though, obviously, you know yourself. You said we spoke a little bit off air. You had the injuries and stuff like. Did you feel now that you want to get a bit of a flow, a bit of a rhythm going? You want to have maybe 3 or 4 fights in a year just to try and get that momentum going?
Exactly. So the plan was once I signed with you, I signed for Cage Warriors in I think November of last year. So the plan for me was to get a minimum of 3 fights out this year, maybe 4. Going to the 2020 in real title contention. But obviously for whatever reason, those things just didn't materialize. So I've been kind of sat on the sidelines until now, really. But I've been given an opportunity, a massive card, fighting at the Hammersmith Apollo, where legends have fought. Chris Eubank, Nigel Benn, Frank Bruno, all those kind of guys have fought at this venue. So it's an honour and a privilege to be fighting there, and also be fighting a former title contender in Robertsen.
Yeah, man. And I was going to say, you just mentioned there about Eubank, Collins, Ben. Though that era of boxing, man, what a great era of boxing that was. I tell people like these days, it's something like the next generation, so to speak. I said, you don't understand what that boxing era was. It was one of the best around. It was the 3 of them just, what a great era.
Absolute animals. And, those are the kind of fights, those are the reason why I decided in the end I wanted to be a fighter. Granted, I didn't get into boxing, but I got into some form of combat sport, and a lot of people don't realize that my actual first passion is boxing, but I love boxing. So yeah, to be fighting at that kind of a venue where those kind of guys, those legends have fought at, it's just an honor and a privilege.
Yeah, I'm with you. I kind of grew up on boxing I suppose that was the kind of only mainstream media combat sports that was really around to follow, apart from WWE, of course, and
exactly, yeah.
walk around in all tight shorts and oiled up. But so Thomas, legit opponent. Do you feel though that being on that card, if you put yourself in a stellar performance, you could potentially get yourself up against either James or if Nefias Frederick wins as well against Nefias, Do you think a good performance can do that?
The bias is part of my team.
Because he's with Fam. Yeah, he's. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so basically, trying to hope he doesn't. Is that what we're trying to say?
It's a little bit of an awkward one, you know. I mean, obviously, I wish Matthias all the best. It's a life-changing opportunity. You know, he wins this fight. He's a couple of fights away from being in the UFC, which is a life-changing opportunity.
Yeah.
I just have to kind of concentrate on my journey and the opportunities I've got. You know, I've kind of got a plan. I understand I'm early in my pro career, and the middleweight, so the Cage Warriors World title is a prestigious title. They don't just give the shot to anyone.
No.
So I understand I'm early in my career, but I do believe that a win against Robertsen puts me up there with the upper echelon of the middleweight division. And if I can get another fight in October at Birmingham, put in another, you know, great performance there, then I'll definitely in for a shout for the middleweight title. And hopefully, then, you know, if Matty has won it, you know, he's moving on to greener pastures, and I can fight for the title. If, you know, fortune doesn't favour him, then I can challenge for the gold. You know? I
was going to say, because you've got, for example, yourself, Nafis, and the pillow puncher we mentioned before, Fabian. It's kind of handy as well. Obviously, Tom as well. Yeah. You've got a lot of middleweights. It's very rare to find a gym with a lot of guys around that weight class, because the bigger, the heavier it goes, it kind of feels like it pitters out that weight class. You know, the numbers in the gym.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got some big guys, and they're not only big, but they're super talented. So we've got Fabian there, like you said, we've got Natty, we've got you know, Breeze down there. And then we've got welterweights that are quite big. I mean, I don't know if you've ever stood next to Fabian's brother, Leon.
Yeah, I met Leon a couple of times, yeah.
He walks around in the 90s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a big fella and he's big, he's strong. You know, he gives me hell. He gives me, you know, hard rounds in the gym. You've got guys like Yannick Bahati, who used to be a middleweight, but he's gone up to light heavyweight now. You know what I mean? He's an absolute unit. Guy's a tank. I don't know how it was humanly possible for him to be going down to the middleweight, you know. But he was doing it. So when you've got guys like that at world level, you know, it's a win-win. And, you know, also we've got an unusual ratio of southpaws in our gym as well. So we've got a lot of different looks, you know what I mean?
Everything, everything's a good thumbs up, isn't it? All that is all positives. It's such a rarity. The positives are fantastic. What was I going to say? Obviously, you've got great class of fighters in that gym. Outside of it, though, I noticed you doing some stuff on BBC Radio in your area. What was that? What you were part of?
Yeah, you know, I like to try and give back in whatever way that I can with the kind of position and social status that I've achieved. You know, I came from a background where people had nothing and nothing to aspire to, no one to look up to. And, you know, if I had had some of those things when I was growing up, maybe my life wouldn't have been as tough as it was. So I just felt like if I can give back to the community in some way, shape or form, then that was the correct thing to do. So I've been on the radio a couple of times talking about social issues and about, you know, helping people build up, you know, their self-esteem, or whether it's to do with, you know, the kids and the knife crime epidemic that's going on right now. So, you know, whatever way I can do my part, I really am trying to do it.
Oh, nice, very nice. I was going to say, because obviously you've had your highs and your lows, though, haven't you? So I suppose you're someone who you can stand there and say that, look, when you have your lows, there is a light, you know, so to speak, at the end of that. So, you know, you can got to find a positive no matter what negative there is there. You know, you just got to have the belief, and also it's a lot of it's the structure around you. If you've got the right people around you, giving you the positive influence, it helps. But if you've got the negative influence, it's not going to help, is it? You have to have the right people around you.
Exactly. And for the you know, longest time of my life, I had very negative influences around. You know, this sport pretty much saved my life. You know what I mean? It pretty much saved me and put me on an alternative path that a lot of people don't have the opportunity to follow. So if I can show them, look, I've been in your shoes, I've been there, I've done that, look at me, I'm a prime example, I can, you can relate to me, then if I can just change one or two people's lives, then, you know, mission complete.
Yeah, especially the guys in your gym, if you all cluster together and kind of say to everyone, look what we're doing. Even if people go there for not just not maybe to compete, but just to train, discipline, and also see what you guys are doing and what can be accomplished. Because martial arts doesn't just take you to MMA, so to speak. It can teach you life skills, teaches you life lessons, discipline, respect, and god damn does it humble you.
It does. It does, mate. When you get on those mats and you get folded up like a pretzel, you catch a good body shot. You quickly come back down to earth. I'll tell you that now. And I'm telling you, on any given day, any one of those guys can put it on you, man. It's a tough day any day you go into the gym, But it's what's making so many champions come out of that gym now.
Yeah, it is, man. Like you say, the steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron. Sorry, yeah, and it's certainly paying off in your performances. With Cage Warriors is shown, and I think everyone's kind of happy to see you get this fight, getting you back in there because of what happened last time. And so outside of the cage, you're helping. You're trying to help the community and also put back. As you know, martial arts is about that. It's much as you give, you take, or you give back. Outside of everything, what do you like to do on your downtime, though? What do you like to relax and do?
I like to read. I like to sit back. I like to read. I try to consider myself a little bit cultured man nowadays. I'm trying to show my kids that it's cool to read, so I can fight, I can read, put my spectacles on. I like film, because I'm trying to get into acting, A lot of us as fighters, we concentrate on the here and the now, which is important, of course, if we're going to be world champions, the Europeans, or whatever level of the championship that we're going to get, But it's important to also think of what you're going to do beyond fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one of the things I'd like to do beyond fighting, you get into films, whether it's script writing, whether it's acting, those kind of things. So I'm working on those kind of plans as well, because I'm no spring chicken. I'm not naive. I know that I have a sell-by date, and all of us do in this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do. Exactly. Well, look at Bisping now. He's doing, not too bad with the film stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and he's like an influence for British fighters to say that you don't have to be an American with that glistening white bleached teeth look. You don't have to have that hey y'all accent.
Just a normal bloke from Manny.
Yeah, he's all he is. Just a mank.
Yeah, exactly. So,
even though you're a Brummie, he's a mank. It's all right. It's fine. And it's good to have that. With the reading kind of stuff. What is it you do? Do you read kind of? Do you just like enjoy stuff that's not related to? Was it non-fiction or one way to storytelling? I always get those two mixed up.
So non-fiction is stuff that's actually factual. I like to read quite a bit of non-fiction.
Yeah.
Whether it's history, science, those kind of things. And before I got into fighting, my area of academia was physics.
Nice.
A lot of people don't realise that, I'm a little bit of a boffin. But
well, fighting is physics.
Exactly. It's just, you have to be smart. It's a sweet, because it's a sweet science, right? So I'm a man of science. So I like to do a lot of catching up and reading on scientific issues. And historical things and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, well, that's what I tell a lot of people when they do martial arts. I'm like, it is science. It's all about how people say, how do you lift him? How do you move him? I'm like, you don't lift him with force. You lift him with angles, momentum. So, if you get underneath, your tipping point goes. There's no weight. It's all about distribution of your body. I said it's all science. And a lot of people don't understand that as well. And I'm thinking if you just looked at it a bit more, people look at it like a science experiment. They'll actually see it a lot clearer than trying to get their head around the body mechanics. I'm like, no, just think about the science. Same with punching. Yeah, the punch force, everything, man. We've got a bit of a buff here. We go. So yourself, you don't want to lose any of them. You don't want to lose any of those brain cells there when you're striking. Obviously, you want to keep that memory. But look, this fight against Thomas.
I'm trying to take as little damage as possible. You know what I mean?
That's the key, isn't it, man? We want to remember everything so you can tell the kids when they're about what science is. And look, educating is huge.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So look, obviously, having that break outside of fighting, so to speak, helps with the reading. It's a good downtime. It's good that you split, you cut off. That's what you need, though. You can't just be 24/7 because you're just going to wear yourself down, aren't you? Mentally as well as physically.
It's important because it's mentally draining. And what a lot of people don't realise is sometimes mentally draining yourself is worse than physically draining yourself. I mean, by the time you get to the fight, you don't want to fight anymore. And it's the worst place you can be when you're getting into such an isolated environment that's so dangerous. You know, the day it is dangerous. You know what I mean? And you get in there and you're not mentally right, you get yourself hurt.
And what are you doing for rehab now? Because obviously you learn a lot from experience in the past with your body. What are you doing to rehab your body, to recover? You make sure you give yourself enough time between sessions? Do you do like ice baths? What kind of stuff are you doing?
Yeah, so funny you should mention ice baths. I've only recently started incorporating those into my rehab. But to be honest with you, most of my rehab and becoming injury free over the last couple of years has been down to my osteopath, Rosie Sexton. Of course, she's former Cage Warriors veteran, former UFC veteran, and she's a doctor. She's actually Dr. Rosie Sexton, believe it or not. A lot of people don't realise that about her. She's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life. But she's my osteopath, and she helped me overcome my injuries. And Christopher Meyer, who's also a Cage Warriors veteran, also a ACB veteran, he helps me with my strength and conditioning, which complements my rehab.
Oh, nice.
That I get from Rosie. So those two work closely together in order to give me a program in order to keep me strong and injury free.
Wonderful. Yeah, I met Rosie. She's an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is one of the top UK MMA women pioneers, I have to say. Yeah,
exactly.
I met her. I had the pleasure of meeting her. She is like you say, she's super clever. She's super smart.
Super smart. When I first met her, I was actually starstruck. So I must have seemed like a little bit of an idiot. Oh my God, you UFC. She was just looking at me like, man, what is this weird guy? A couple of months later, I've ended up being, meeting her professionally in terms of her helping me to overcome my injuries, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to me in terms of my career, because she just changed the direction of my career. Because especially after my back injury, I really did think I was done. I thought I was done. I thought that's it. I can't go anywhere. I had a couple of herniated discs. The herniated discs caused inflammation, resting on the nerve. The nerve caused the whole of my left side and my left arm to be numb. There was nothing I could do. I was in hospital. I was bedridden. I literally was hospitalized. I was in there for a while. And I was just told, look, you got nerve damage. You're not fighting again, mate. Forget about it. So go back to the office. But then my management team hooked me up with Rosie, and the rest is history.
Fantastic stuff. So, look, injury-free, huge fight, top gym, recovery's on point. Everything's sounding pretty good from where I'm sitting.
No, I'm feeling good. Everything's going good. The universe is shining on me right now, and all I can say is just keep your eyes peeled when you're watching this fight. You're going to see a few new things, a few tools, a few things I've learned, a few new things I've picked up from my coaches. Wrinkles to my game, and it's going to cause Robertsen.
Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a awesome fight card in general. Cage Warriors 106 is awesome.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Disappeared on me there.
Oh no, it's all good. We've got you. I was just saying, you were just talking.
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me okay now, bud?
Hear it again.
Yeah, I'm good.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Superb. I was just saying, the Cage Warriors card 106, it's disgustingly stacked.
It is.
And it's fight after fight. I just can't wait for it. And I can't wait for the fight card to hurry up and get here. And I'm sure you can't as well. And people can watch on UFC Fight Pass. But for you yourself, Michael, where do people follow you on social media? How do people join you?
If you're following me on you can follow me on Instagram. It's at Mickey2Guns. So that's MICKY, the number 2 GUNNZ. On Twitter, it's Mickey MICKY _2 _GUNNZ. And I don't have an official Facebook fan page, but feel free to add me. Michael Younis, you'll see me on there, man. You can't miss me. I'm the big black dude in yellow gloves, yellow Cage Warriors gloves.
And what about your sponsors? Who's helping you out in fight camps, man? Who's backing you?
Yeah, so Yeah, so I need to give a big shout out first of all to my new sponsor, Green Hill, who have helped me financially during this camp. Because as you know, man, getting trainers,
Yeah.
getting on point gyms, everything, it costs money, man. It costs money, especially when you've got to fight these high level guys. So I just want to give a shout out to Green Hill, who give me a second. I'll just show you some of the couple of the goodies they've got.
Ooh.
Walking around the gym. Got my Green Hill badge.
Oh, nice.
I got these gloves that I was just using on these big bags here behind me. So I've got a bag full of goodies there, actually. I'll have to take some pictures and give Green Hill a shout out. But yeah, Green Hill, I'll give a shout out to, oh man, anytime I get put on the spot about sponsors, I always forget their bloody name. But yeah, we can give a shout out to RGA as well, security company. Who else? I can give a shout out to my management company, Golden Ticket Fight Management. Just want to say, if I've forgotten who you are and you sponsor me, my apologies. My brain has gone to absolute dust right now that he's asked me that. But yeah, thank you to all my sponsors.
And then, last but not least, shout out to the gyms that you've been training at, people that help you in camp, and in general, people who help you.
Yeah, so I want to give a shout out, first of all, that's another one of my sponsors, Emporium Health and Fitness.
There you go.
Right, so, yeah, that's a gym I'm at right now, actually, where I do my strength and conditioning and my boxing. I want to give a shout out to my coaches, Carl Wiggins, who helps me with my boxing, Ash Beggar, who also helps me with my boxing, who's really helped me for my leaps and bounds right now. Tom Breeze, Chu Kwong Man, all the guys down at the gym, everyone really helping me to get in shape and stay focused. Everyone outside of the gym that helps me keep my mental fortitude together. Big shout out to all you guys. And a big shout out to Cage Warriors, in particular Ian Dean and Graham Boylan, for their continued endeavour and the diligence of trying to find me a worthy opponent. Because I was trying to remain professional and just keep a positive attitude, and they really come through for me. They put me on this card and put me up against Robertsen.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I'm pumped for it. I'm thankful he did it, and it's great to have you back in there, man. After a few months away, so to speak. So, man, I can't wait to see you back. And thanks for your time, man. And ladies and gentlemen, give him a follow on social media.
100%. Thank you very much, John. It's been a pleasure.
There we go.